Congratulations. You're still in the running towards becoming America's Next Top Model.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Hey everyone, it's Iridian, and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Pop, the podcast where I talk about all things pop culture. On today's episode, we are talking about reality TV. We are getting a documentary about America's Next Top Model. We're getting a behind-the-scenes look and commentary from the judges and Tyra Banks herself.
I knew I went too far.
And the judges aren't the only ones that are back. We're also going to hear from the models themselves on what they experienced during filming. So the series features interviews from Tyra Banks, Ken Mock, former judges Jay Manuel, Jay Alexander, who's AKA Miss J, and Nigel Barker. We're also going to hear from former contestants and winners. Some of them include Shannon Stewart, Shandy Sullivan, Danny Evans, Whitney Thompson, and Kenya Hill. From fainting on set, experiencing sexual harassment, controversial photo shoots, and getting scolded on national television, we're going to get an explanation for all of it. So the name of this is Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model, and the trailer is on YouTube. It's going to be released on Netflix, and it comes out Monday, February 16th. And let me tell you, I will be sat. America's Next Top Model had such a huge audience. At one point, there was about 100 million people globally tuning in at that time. And if you're not familiar with America's Next Top Model, don't worry, I'll break it down for you. So Tyra Banks, who is a model herself, along with judges, would hold auditions to find models. They were looking for women who stood out, women who might otherwise be overlooked because of their height, their weight, or certain standout features. Kind of like American Idol, but for models. A lot of women would audition in hopes that this would be their big break. So they would pick a group of women, and then those women would all live together. They would participate in challenges and photo shoots. They would get makeovers. But these photo shoots ranged from changing ethnicities to working in freezing temperatures, working with animals, being underwater, so many things. They also had runways that they had to walk where you were balancing in a pool or walking on the edge of a building, avoiding getting hit by a giant swinging pendulum. Then came the makeovers. Some girls had their heads shaved. I remember a contestant got a weave and she was in so much pain, crying the whole time, and it permanently damaged her hair. Some women even had dental procedures to fix their teeth. It was so much all at once. And now looking back at it, yes, some things were extremely drastic. And Tyra does say in the trailer that she went too far. I do recommend that you go and watch it. It's going to be, I think, a really insightful documentary. It will be a 3-part series. And like I said, I will be sat. Now, pieces about America's Next Top Model have been made, one specifically by Vice. And a lot of women since the show have come out and talked about their experiences on the show. Now, it was one of my favorite shows growing up. So like I said, I'm definitely going to watch it. All right, keeping it on theme with reality shows, the cast of Love is Blind has been released. Now, this season takes place in Ohio, and I'm really excited about this season in particular because it is an older group. Most of the contestants are in their 30s, and this makes me think that there will be more couples at the end who do end up married. Because let me tell you, the past seasons have not lived up to season 1. Season 1 is top tier, Love is Blind. Since then, some of the seasons have seemed superficial and they are disappointing and the reunions are disappointing. So I have high hopes for this season. It seems like in the past, there have been contestants who don't really want to be married, who just kind of want to be on TV, who are not looking for love, and who also do care about looks. The name of the show is Love is Blind, okay? You can't say, yes, I'll marry you to their face, and then 3 days later leave the show because you're not attracted to that person. It's Love is Blind. Clearly, you have an issue. Whatever. I get it. You're not attracted to them. Then you shouldn't go on a show that's not about attraction. The name of the show is Love is Blind, okay? All right, whatever. Last season pissed me off. What I will say about this season, the ladies are baddies, okay? The ladies are doing a lot of the heavy lifting. No shade to the men in Ohio, but go see the contestants for yourself. Go see everybody. And you know what? I'm really expecting a lot out of these 30-year-olds. Good conversations, not a fear of commitments, really being open to giving people chances. I feel like before we had people on the show who were in their early 20s and then trying to get married. Like, whoa, what do you mean early 20s? That's crazy. You're a child, basically. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how this season goes. Moving on to Mexico. All right, we're going to talk about music. So the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, she wrote a letter to the president of South Korea, and this is because of BTS. So BTS recently announced 3 shows in Mexico in May, and they sold out. 150,000 tickets sold out in under 40 minutes. And of course, she was like, that's crazy to only have 150,000 tickets when there's over 1 million fans here that want tickets. So she is requesting for the president to have BTS have more shows in Mexico. I don't know how that works. I don't think maybe the president will. I think you need to contact their people. Is the president the people? I don't know. I have a lot of questions. Claudia, shout outs to you though, because she's the president of the people. All right. President of the people. And of course, we know this was going to be high demand. This is part of BTS's 2026 comeback tour. It's huge. Claudia Sheinbaum has praised the group's popularity amongst Mexican fans, and she is saying that this is a historic request. Girl, president of the people, okay? President of the people, 10 out of 10. The Grammys are this weekend, and some of the performers have already been announced. Let me read them to you. Lady Gaga, which, perfection, 10 out of 10. Justin Bieber. Oh, never mind. That song is banned, okay? That song is banned. Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, we're getting Tyler, the Creator, Rosé, Billie Eilish, Charlie XCX, and Chappell Roan. Top tier performers, okay? And we're also going to get to see Addison Rae, Olivia Dean, Pharrell Williams. Miss Lauryn Hill will be there to perform. Reba McEntire, girl, you got a song? Okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Interessante, but those will be some of the people who are going to perform at the Grammys. I'm really excited. I love a good awards show. So the Grammys are on Sunday, February 1st. I will be ready for them. And lastly, Euphoria actress Sydney Sweeney is launching a lingerie line. You might remember her from the controversial American Eagle ad about good jeans. Her brand is named Siren, spelled Syrn, and it's featured along with the actress on Cosmopolitan magazine. And she also stated in an interview with them that all of her designers are women and diverse. She says, quote, "Yes, this is me reclaiming my body and my narrative and using it to empower other women." All right, girl, you do you, okay? In a promo for the brand, Sweeney climbed the Hollywood sign without permission to place bras on it, okay? According to page 6, there was no, there was no permission granted to do this as is required. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce told the outlet, which said her permit from Film LA only allowed video shooting at the sign on Mount Lee in the Santa Monica Mountains. So do with that information what you will. That's all for this episode of Let's Pop. Let me know what you want me to cover for next week. Is it more music? Is it more movies? There's so much to talk about in Hollywood always. So let me know. Until next time, I'm Meridian Fierro, and this is the Let's Pop podcast.